Okay, guys, sorry about that. Had to take a time out. So, power supplies. They come in all different shapes and sizes, but normally with servers, you're going to get two that look like this. Some of them only have one power supply. Some of them have the ATX power supplies, like what you find in just regular computers. Now, a lot of times, these guys have a really nice gold finger on the back here. I always pull that guy off on these because the place I take my stuff to, you get power supply with wire or power supply without wire. And, I took it in. I'm like, it's still got the gold on it. He goes, yeah, but it's not a wire. So, I can't say nothing about that, but I didn't think it was right. But let's see, power supplies run 17 cents to 26 cents a pound if you've got the wire with it. Alright, CD-ROM drives. Um, they're almost always going to be this size. Every once in a while you'll come across some that have an extra extension to the end of it, and this guy actually just wiggles out, and it's an extension for the SATA to get it into the other piece there. So let's see, moving on, wire and cable for just a server blade. You're going to have one power cable if you're lucky. You've got your fans. You can cut the wire off of that. And then you're going to have just a small handful, probably close to about a half pound of wire. There's really not much to the server blades as far as that goes. Aluminum heat sinks. If you're lucky, you'll get up to about a pound. Most of the time, though, in the newer servers, what you're going to have is copper aluminum. And, usually there's two of these. And these they can be small or they can be large. But always look for your copper. So let's see what else we got here. Miscellaneous boards. Alright. You've got little tiny boards that you're going to find a lot of times in different places. Okay, you also got your peripheral boards, finger cards, PCI cards. Everybody's got a different name for it. You've got your backplane board, and this is where your hard drives will plug into. And they're usually, let's see, Alright, your peripheral boards can run anywhere from $1.50 a pound if you cut the gold fingers off to $3.90 a pound is what I can get for them right now. Let's see. And then the backplane boards are anywhere from like $1.80 to $3 a pound, if I'm remembering that right. So you're also going to have, you'll find lithium batteries sometimes. Another one that sometimes you have it and sometimes you don't is hard drives. A lot of companies, a lot of times when you get these servers or computers, whatever, hard drives are gone. And that's just the way it goes. Sometimes you get lucky. I got a system, I don't know, it was last spring, and I ended up getting 160 hard drives with it. Guys, just be careful. This is company data. I always take anything with anything that has, personal or commercial data on it, I guess you could say. I strip them down and I take them apart. That way nobody can come back to me and say it was because of you that this information is out there now. So basically, from the way I look at server blades, for scrap prices, you're looking at roughly $10 to $20. Everything I showed you over here is like the cheap side of servers. This is a decent sized board, but it's still not the largest. So I've had server boards come this far over, super huge. And, sometimes you'll get them and you'll have RAM in every slot, and you'll have the one I busted open the other day. It had 6 different peripheral cards in it. Now, also another thing you got to remember about RAM is sometimes you'll get the RAM that has the aluminum heat sinks on them, and those will be they call that Rambus. They don't pay as much for those. Normally what I do with them is I just take a flathead and pop it off. Another thing is sometimes you'll come across RAM that has lithium batteries on it. Make sure you pull that off of there and put it with your batteries. Make sure you put some tape over the connector ends. And then, on the better servers, you're going to have bigger fans. And these guys are pretty nice. They just pop right in and out. They got where is it? Well, there he is. A little tiny connector there. He just slides down into place and connects. And if it goes bad, you just pull it out and pop a new one in. Really easy. And CPUs. Now, I showed you what the cheap guy was like. Now, these guys here, I will be putting those up for sale for about $20 each. And they seem to do okay. I'm not a tech guy. I really don't know what the difference is. I do know that these CPUs themselves are 6-core CPUs. Whereas this guy here, I believe he's only 4-core. So, but that's the gist of just regular servers. And I'll be back in a few minutes and tell you guys about server racks.